Retention in orthodontics. Under this heading, we are going to discuss about definition of our retention, schools of thought regarding retention, theories of retention, Raleigh-William keys to eliminate lower incisor retention, different types of retention. Retention can be defined as holding the teeth in optimal aesthetic and functional position after active orthodontic treatment, long enough to aid in their stabilization. Schools of retention. There are different schools of retention. Number one, occlusion school. According to Kingsley, proper occlusion is the key factor in determining the stability of the newly moved teeth. Number two, apical base school by Alex Lunstorm, Macaulay and Nance. Alex Lunstorm says apical base is an important factor in the correction of malocclusion and maintenance of stability of treated case. Macaulay stated that intercanine and intermolar widths should be maintained during orthodontic therapy to minimize retention problem. Nance insisted not to increase the arch length to a major extent. Number three, the mandibular incisor school by Greaves and Tweed, who suggested that post-treatment stability was increased when mandibular incisors were placed upright or slightly retroclined over the basal bone. Number four, the musculature school by Rogers. He suggested that functional muscle balance is necessary in order to ensure post-treatment stability. Theories of retention. There are totally 10 theories of retention. Riedel proposed 9 theories and the 10th theory was added by Moyers. Theorem 1. Teeth that have been moved tend to return to their former position. Teeth that have been moved tend to return to their former position. This might be due to apical base, transeptal fibers and musculature. It is true in case of rotations. Theorem 2. Elimination of cause of the malocclusion will prevent recurrence. It is true in case of malocclusions caused due to thumb sucking habit, tongue thrusting habit and abnormal lip position. Theorem 3. Malocclusion should be overcorrected as a safety factor. Malocclusion should be overcorrected as a safety factor. This concept is to allow some amount of relapse so that after relapse there is normal occlusion. It is true in class 2 malocclusion, class 3 malocclusion and rotations. Theorem 4. Proper occlusion is a potent factor in holding teeth in their corrected position. Proper occlusion is a potent factor in holding teeth in their corrected position. Correct intercuspation and functional occlusion are essential factors in occlusal stabilization. Theorem 5. Bone and adjacent tissues must be allowed to reorganize around newly positioned teeth. Bone and adjacent tissues must be allowed to reorganize around newly positioned teeth. Retention appliance is based on this principle. The supporting tissues takes time to reorganize. Theorem 6. If the lower incisors are placed upright over the basal bone, they are more likely to remain in good alignment. If the lower incisors are placed upright over the basal bone, they are more likely to remain in good alignment. Treatment should be aimed to place the lower incisor in proper angulation and position for better stability. Theorem 7. Corrections carried out during the periods of growth are less likely to relapse. Corrections carried out during periods of growth are less likely to relapse because it allows the tissues to adjust better. For skeletal malocclusion cases, early treatment planning offers greater advantage in long-term stability. Theorem 8. The farther the teeth have been moved, the less likelihood of relapse. The farther the teeth have been moved, the less likelihood of relapse. There is little evidence to support this concept. Theorem 9. Arch form, particularly the mandibular arch, cannot be altered permanently by appliance therapy. The arch form, particularly the mandibular arch, cannot be altered permanently by appliance therapy. Treatment should be aimed at maintaining the arch form as much as possible, especially the intercanine width in the mandibular arch. Theorem 10. Many treated malocclusions required permanent retaining devices. Many treated malocclusions require permanent retaining devices. Some type of problems require retention for a very long period. Now we study about the Rayleigh-Williams keys. Rayleigh-Williams has outlined 6 keys to eliminate lower anterior retention and improve post-treatment stability. Key 1. The incisal edge of the lower incisor should be placed on the anterior posterior line, that is AP line, or 1 millimeter in front of it. Key 2. The lower incisor apices should be spread distally to the crowns. The apices of the lateral incisors must be spread more than those of central incisors. Key 3. The apex of the lower cuspid should be positioned distal to the crown. This reduces the tendency of the canine to tip forward into the incisor area. Key 4. All the 4 lower incisor apices must be in the same labiolingual plane. Key 5. The lower cuspid root apex must be positioned slightly buccal to the crown. Key 6. The lower incisors should be slenderized if required to obtain flat contacts, because flat contacts resist labiolingual crown displacement. Types of retention. Retention can be of 3 types. 1. Natural or no retention. The conditions that do not require any retention include anterior crossbite correction. Number 2. Limited or short-term retention. Most cases fall into this category. It is to allow bone and periodontal tissues to readapt to their new position. Example, class 1 non-extraction cases. Prolonged or permanent retention. Cases that require indefinite or long-term retention. Example, midline diastema, severe rotations, patients exhibiting abnormal musculature or tongue habits, and expanded arches in the cleft palate patients. Under the heading of retention, we studied about definition of retention, schools of thought regarding retention, theories of retention, Rayleigh-Williams keys to eliminate lower incisor retention, types of retention. Thank you. Keep watching these videos on YouTube and please subscribe to my channel for further updates about orthodontics and orthodontic classes.